Okay then boys, today I'm going to be talking about how to complete the new Future Stars Soungoutou Magassa objective. Now this is my first time doing one of these, so it might be a bit rusty, but I do roughly know what to do. So the requirements for the squad in this sort of thing, you have to get nearly a clean sheet in 5 different games with 6 French players in your team. You need midfield assists, so that's not difficult. Every team has midfielders. But yeah, this video is basically going to be about how you can complete this objective the fastest and how you can complete other objectives on the side to get more packs and stuff like that. So you need to score 10 goals with a Ligue player. So these two kind of correlate. You need 6 French players, and you're probably going to get a Ligue player with the French players in there. So let's just say that you have 6 French players. That takes up 6 of your squad. So we have 5 slots free for other objectives, which we'll talk about in a bit. But you just need to win 6 squad battle games whilst conceding 2 less goals. And what I do for this midfielders, obviously you're going to have midfielders in your squad, probably quite easy. That doesn't mean you can put forwards in midfielder places and then load into a game. It does have to be someone who is a centre mid or a CD, and basically anyone that has a green thing on their player, if that makes sense. So forwards have blue, defenders have yellow, goalkeepers have orange, and midfielders have green. So anyone that has that correlating to their position you can use that. And what you can do is once you load into the game, move one of your midfielders further up the pitch so you can put them in an attacker position. It'll still count it as a midfielder. So that's pretty easy. Conceding 2 or less goals, that does have to be on semi-pro, so it's not going to be too hard to do that. So you can actually just go AFK whilst probably going, whilst winning, and they probably won't score 2 goals. And then scoring 10 goals with a Ligue player, what I'd try and do is, if you have 6 French Ligue players, then I'd put them in, and that'll ensure that most of the time when you score, it's going to be with a Ligue player. And that's basically how you complete it. So you're going to need to do 6 games, which is probably, let's say, around 12 minutes for a game, because the squad battles are quite short. So that's going to take you around about an hour and a quarter to do this SBC. Now let's talk about what you can do on the side. So you're going to get this one done, the Future Star Daily Play that we've just got today, which you only need to play 3 games. You can get some of these Year of the Dragon ones done. Not really that much of the matter though, because it only gives you just like stadium tifos and stuff like that. But these are the ones that I would be doing then. So you got the Road to the Final UEFA Tour. And this is a perfect one actually, Boss Cagley, because you need 6 French players in your starting 11 to do this. And as you remember, with Magassa we have 6 French players, so that's all you're going to need. You don't need to do anything, you just need to keep a clean sheet, so that might mean you need to concentrate a bit more on the game. You can't go completely AFK. This one you're not able to do, Dix. Bit of a weird name. But yeah, you can't do Dix because you have to have 6 Dutch players and you can only have 11 players, so you can't do both. But then for David Neres, you can definitely do that by just having 1 Brazilian player in your squad and just getting a goal with them every game, which is pretty easy. And then if you complete all them, you do get this nice Galeno card, but you do also get a couple cards from that as well. And then another one that you can do on the side is these. Now, these do take up a lot of your team, some of them, but most of them don't, and they're quite good, boys. So for 1 game, having 4 Serie A players gives you a 78 plus player pick. But so what I would do is put some of these other leagues in as well. You can actually have these as the French players, but that's where it gets a little bit intricate, and you have to start paying a lot more money for players. If you, for example, if you go for French Saudi players, there's not going to be that many of them, and they're going to be a little bit more expensive. But if, for an example, you did French D1 Arkema, which is the French Women's League, that's going to be easy. Yeah, so what I'd do is I would try and fill up as many of these weekly themed assaults with French players, whilst having a few Ligue in there as well, so you get that goal tally. And then I'd have 1 Brazilian player, 1 Brazilian forward, which will get you David Neres. But as long as you have that 6 French players and that 1 Brazilian, that leaves you 4 slots left, which will allow you to do one of these big ones. So like a Bundesliga one where you're not going to find as many French players. But you'll get a lot of packs from this, and that will be quite beneficial to pack future stars. So yeah, hope that helps.